He was the most perfect thing God ever made. And it wasn't enough. Not because God gave him too little, because he wanted the one thing that cannot be given. Not because God was withholding it, but because what he wanted was a contradiction in terms. He wanted to be what only one being in the universe can be. And the wanting of it was the end of everything he was. Most people think they know this story. The beautiful angel who fell, Lucifer cast out of heaven, Satan, the adversary, the enemy. The story feels familiar because pieces of it have filtered into every culture that has touched Christianity or Judaism. But the Bible says less about this directly than most people realize. There is no single chapter called The Fall of Satan. There is no detailed narrative with dialogue and sequence and before and after portraits. What we have is 3 passages, Isaiah 14, Ezekiel 28, and Revelation 12, that together give us a picture that is fragmentary and strange and more disturbing than any dramatized version, precisely because it is incomplete. What we can piece together is this. Ezekiel 28 is addressed on the surface to the king of Tyre, a human king who has become so proud of his wisdom and wealth that he claims to be a god. But the language shifts partway through into something that cannot apply to any human being. You were the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone adorned you. You were anointed as a guardian cherub, for so I ordained you. You were on the holy mount of God. You walked among the fiery stones. You were blameless in your ways from the day you were created, till wickedness was found in you. The seal of perfection, every precious stone, the holy mount of God, the fiery stones. These are not descriptions of a Phoenician king who controlled the Mediterranean trade routes. These are descriptions of something that existed before the world as we know it, something that had access to places and dimensions no human being has ever stood in. He was blameless from the day he was created. That phrase deserves to sit with you for a moment. He was not created flawed. He was not created with a predisposition toward rebellion. He was made perfect and remained perfect until something happened inside him that the text describes as wickedness being found. Not given, not implanted, found, as if it appeared from somewhere inside the perfection itself. Through your widespread trade, you were filled with violence, and you sinned. So I drove you in disgrace from the mount of God, and I expelled you, guardian cherub, from among the fiery stones. Your heart became proud on account of your beauty, and you corrupted your wisdom because of your splendor. Your heart became proud on account of your beauty. There it is, the beginning of everything. Not a temptation from outside, not a serpent whispering in his ear. Something that arose from within the perfection itself. He looked at what he was, and something turned. Isaiah 14 is addressed to the king of Babylon, another human ruler inflated with imperial ambition. And again the language breaks through the surface into something larger. How you have fallen from heaven, morning star, son of the dawn. Morning star, in Latin, Lucifer, the light-bearer, the brightest object in the pre-dawn sky, the star that announces the coming of the sun. This is the name that tradition has attached to the one who fell, and the name itself is a wound because it describes what he was before, which is the thing he can never be again. You have been cast down to the earth, you who once laid low the nations. And then 5 statements, 5 declarations that together constitute the entirety of the sin. I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the Mount of Assembly, on the utmost heights of Mount Zaphon. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. 5 times, I will, I will, I will, I will, I will. 5 times the center of the sentence is I. Not I will serve, not I will worship, not I will become more of what I was made to be. I will ascend. I will raise my throne. I will sit enthroned. I will make myself. The grammar of the rebellion is the grammar of the self placed at the center of everything. What exactly happened in that moment? The text says it began with beauty. He looked at himself, at the wisdom, at the splendor, at the precious stones and the holy mountain and the fiery stones he walked among, and something shifted in the direction of the looking. He was created to reflect, to be a window through which the glory of God was visible. Everything he was, the beauty, the wisdom, the access to the holy places, existed to point beyond itself to the one who made it. A mirror reflects. A window lets light through. He was supposed to be a window. He became a mirror. He saw his own beauty, and instead of seeing it as God's beauty expressed through him, he saw it as his. He saw his wisdom, and instead of seeing it as God's wisdom given to him, he saw it as his. And in that subtle shift from given to owned, from reflected to possessed, the wickedness was found. Pride in its purest and first form is not self-confidence. It is not the enjoyment of your own abilities. It is the confusion of gift with source. It is looking at what you were given and deciding it belongs to you, which is to say, deciding that you are the origin of it rather than the recipient. And once you have made yourself the origin, the next step is logical. If I am the source of this beauty and this wisdom, why should there be something above me? Why should I serve anything? I will ascend. I will raise my throne. I will make myself like the Most High. He was not trying to become evil. He was trying to become God. That is the distinction that matters. He did not decide to embrace darkness. He decided he deserved the throne. And in deciding that, he stepped out of the only thing that had made him magnificent. Revelation 12 describes what happened next. Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with him. He was not alone. A third of the stars, which the text identifies with angels, fell with him. He did not descend as a solitary figure making a private choice. He led something. He convinced others. He brought down with him a portion of what had been created to reflect God's glory, and the fall echoed outward into a catastrophe that restructured the spiritual architecture of the universe. The war in heaven is described almost in passing, a single paragraph in the middle of a complex and layered book. There is no extended battle scene. There is simply, he was not strong enough. He lost. He was hurled down. Not banished reluctantly by a conflicted deity who regretted the necessity. Hurled. And then he comes to the garden. Genesis 3 does not name him. It says only, the serpent was more crafty than any other wild animal the Lord God had made. More crafty. The Hebrew word is also the word for wise or subtle. He has taken his corrupted wisdom, the wisdom that was once blameless and then turned inward, and is deploying it here in the most important conversation in human history. He does not offer Eve evil, he offers her divinity. Did God actually say, "You shall not eat of any tree in the garden"? He begins with a distortion, not a lie exactly, a distortion that creates doubt about what God actually said. Then when Eve clarifies, he goes further. You will not surely die, for God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. You will be like God. The exact same thing he wanted, the exact same thing that destroyed him. And he knows it works, not because he knows human psychology in the way we might analyze it, but because he lived it. He felt the pull of that promise from the inside. He knows what it does to a creature that was made to reflect God, but hasn't fully understood the difference between reflecting and becoming. He offers them the same door he walked through, and they walk through it. It is worth being clear about what he is not. He is not the equal and opposite of God. There is no cosmic dualism in the Bible, no two infinite powers in eternal conflict where the outcome is uncertain. He is a creature, powerful, ancient, intelligent, malevolent, but a creature. He was made. He can be in only one place at a time. He does not know everything. He cannot do everything. He is the strongest thing in the room, except when God is present, and God is always present. He is not in charge of hell. The popular image of Satan ruling over the underworld as his domain is not biblical. Hell is not his kingdom. It is his sentence. And he is already defeated. Not in a future sense, not in a metaphorical sense. The cross happened. The event that undid what the garden did has already occurred. He knows this. The New Testament describes him as a roaring lion seeking someone to devour, which is the behavior of something desperate, not something winning. He is dangerous in the way that a cornered and wounded animal is dangerous. But the outcome of the war is settled. What remains is the time between the settlement and the execution of the sentence. 4 things from the story of Lucifer's fall. The first, beauty and gifting can become the source of destruction if they are seen as owned rather than given. He was made perfect. The perfection itself became the problem, not because perfection is dangerous, but because he looked at it and took credit for it. Every gift that exists in a human being has the same potential. The thing you are most capable of, the thing that makes you extraordinary, that is the precise place where the same temptation arrives. You made this. You deserve this. This is yours. The second, pride does not look like pride from the inside. It looks like clarity. It looks like seeing yourself accurately, understanding your own worth, refusing to be diminished. The 5 "I will" statements in Isaiah are not the declarations of someone who thinks they are being unreasonable. They are the declarations of someone who has become convinced that their elevation is simply correct. The most dangerous version of pride is the kind that has talked itself into sounding like justice. The third, you cannot become God, but you can reflect him, and that turns out to be more extraordinary than it sounds. What he threw away in his attempt to ascend was the thing that made him the morning star. The light that he carried was not his own light. It was given light, reflected light, the light of something infinitely greater than him expressed through a form capable of bearing it. When he tried to become the source, he lost access to the source, and the light went out. The creatures who remain in their created nature, who receive rather than grasp, carry more of the original glory than he does now. The fourth, the fall did not catch God off guard. Revelation 13 describes the Lamb slain before the foundation of the world, before the rebellion, before the garden, before any of it. The answer to what was coming was prepared before the question was asked. This is not because God caused the fall or wanted it. It is because God, who exists outside time, held the remedy ready before the wound had been inflicted. The cross is not God improvising. It is God responding to a contingency he had already provided for. He began as the most perfect expression of created glory, the seal of perfection, full of wisdom, beautiful beyond anything else in the created order. walking among the fiery stones on the holy mountain of God. He ended as the adversary, the one who opposes, who accuses, who deceives, who has been walking up and down on the earth since the day he was hurled down. He did not fall because God made him badly. He fell because he saw himself clearly and decided that what he saw was not enough, that the reflection was too small, that he deserved the source. He wanted to be the light. He became the one who prowls in the dark, looking for someone to devour. The distance between those two things is the distance between receiving and grasping. It is also, in miniature, the choice that every created thing faces.